Hello, welcome back to your mat. Today we're going to focus on clarity of the mind and the body and our spirit. And we're going to do that by doing a flow. So we're going to do a vinyasa flow class today. So we'll be flowing through the poses. Don't worry, we're not going to go very fast because I want you to focus on the poses as we go through them, but it's going to help circulate some blood flow and some energy, which will hopefully help give you some clarity of mind, which is going to help us in a lot of ways in our lives. So it gives us freedom to pursue our dreams and goals if we have a clear mind. So we're going to get started right away. You won't need any props unless you find that blocks are really helpful. Go ahead and grab those. Otherwise, today I'm just going to show you modifications if you don't have blocks. So let's get started. Stand at the top of our mat and we'll jump right into it. So we're going to, and I will also point out for today's class, when we do chaturanga, that means plank pose and then lowering down, you can always lower your knees. And you can also skip a pose if you need to. So if you need to skip some of those, feel free. So adapt to what your body needs today. So stand with your feet about hip width apart, arms down to your side. We're in mountain pose. We're going to inhale, bring those arms up overhead, and exhale, hinting at the hips, fold forward. Inhale and halfway lift, and here's where you could put your hands on your shins if you'd like, and if you don't have blocks. And exhale, fold in. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead, and reach for the sky. Exhale back into mountain pose. We'll do that twice more. Inhale, reach overhead. Exhale, forward fold, dive forward. Inhale and halfway lift, the flat back. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, come all the way up, reaching for the sky. And exhale back into your mountain pose. Once more to warm ourselves up before we add on. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold in. Inhale and rise your arms all the way up overhead. And then exhale, bring your arms back down to your sides into mountain pose. Okay, from here we're just going to add on. So here we go. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale and go ahead and step back into a downward facing dog. So plant your hands, step your feet back, rise your hips up toward the sky. Pedal out your feet here for a moment, or your legs, I should say. And then inhale and rock forward into plank. You can always lower your knees down. And exhale, lower down to the ground. Inhale, untuck your toes and rise your chest up. Come up into your cobra pose. And this could be a lower cobra to begin with. So just keep the shoulders back on your back. And then exhale back into downward facing dog. You can always skip those if you need to. All right, and on the next inhale, go ahead and step forward on your mat. Inhale and look that forward, flat back. Exhale, fold in. And inhale, rise your arms up overhead. And back to mountain pose. All right, from here we're going to add on some more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, go ahead and step back into your downward facing dog. And listen carefully. We're going to add on now. Exhale. Inhale and go ahead and step your right foot forward. And come on up into warrior one pose. So warrior one, as you remember, is your back leg. Your left leg will be at a 45-degree angle. You can have a little bit of separation here between your feet, so they're not going to be right on top of each other. And your front leg, your right leg is bent. Your hips square the front rim. This is warrior one. Inhale your arms up overhead. Take a nice inhale here. And then exhale, hands back down to the ground, and step back in a downward facing dog. We'll do the other side. Inhale, step your left foot forward and come into warrior one on this side. So now your left foot is forward and your back foot is at a 45-degree angle. Inhale, rise your arms up overhead for warrior one. Stay for the exhale. Inhale and bring those hands down to the ground and step back into your downward facing dog and take a breath here. Release that and let that go. Adding on. Inhale and rise. Bring that right foot forward. Come back into your warrior one yet again. as gracefully as you can. Inhale those arms up overhead. Stay for the exhale. Inhale. And then on the exhale, go ahead and open up into Warrior Two. So Warrior Two, you'll have a little bit wider stance, and you'll have a heel to arch alignment. So your heel will intersect your back arch. And bring your arms out to your sides. And now your hips are pointed or facing more to the side of your mat. So then inhale here. And exhale. Windmill your hands back down to the ground and step back into your downward facing dog. We'll do the other side. Inhale, step your left foot forward. Plant your back foot. Come up into Warrior One. Rise your arms up overhead. Stay for the exhale. Inhale. And then exhale, open up into your Warrior Two on the other side. So here again, you're going to have your left leg is bent forward. Your back leg is toward the back. Heel to arch alignment. Your hips are facing now the right of your mat. Inhale, your arms out to each side. And look over that left hand. Breathing here. And inhale. And then exhale, let's come back into downward facing dog. And now we'll continue to add on from here. Take another breath there. I want to catch my breath too. And inhale. Step that right foot forward. Come up to Warrior One. Starting to get a pattern here. Inhale those arms up overhead. And exhale, open up into Warrior Two. On the inhale, go ahead and reverse your warrior. So bring that left arm down, the left leg, and your right arm up overhead. And go ahead and stay here for a breath or two. And reverse warrior. Inhale back to your Warrior One. Exhale and come back into your downward facing dog. And we'll do the other side. Inhale, left foot forward. And come on up into your Warrior One. Hips are squared to the front of the room. Exhale, open up into your Warrior Two. Heel to arch alignment. And on the exhale, go ahead and come into your reverse warrior. So your right arm will go down your right leg. And your left arm will come up overhead. Get a nice open stretch here on the side. Stay for an inhale and an exhale here. And then inhale back into your Warrior Two. And exhale back into downward facing dog. And we're going to add one more thing to that. So here we go. You ready? Catch your breath. Take another breath or two here in downward dog. You should feel pretty warm by now. Inhale. Go ahead and bring that right foot forward and come on up into Warrior One. Hips are square to the front of the room. Exhale. Open up into Warrior Two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And then exhale, we're going to come into side angle pose. So go ahead and bring that right elbow down to your right knee. And inhale, that left arm up overhead, spinning your chest open and to the sky or to the right. I'm sorry, to the left. Stay here for an extra breath. Inhale back to your Warrior Two. And then let's go ahead and bring it back down to downward facing dog. And we'll do a little plank here in between sides. So go ahead and rock forward into plank. And then exhale, lower down to the ground. You can always drop your knees or skip it. And inhale, bring yourself into a cobra pose. Any amount, rising up out of your hips, chest forward. And then exhale, back to downward facing dog. Take another inhale and exhale through your nose here before we do the other side. So we're going to go through all those again on the left side now. So inhale and exhale. Go ahead and bring that left foot forward. Come on, rise on up. Inhale up into your Warrior One. Exhale, open up into your Warrior Two. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And exhale into that side angle. So go ahead and bring your left elbow down to your left knee. And that right arm will come up overhead. And spin your chest open to the right here. to the sky. And breathe here. Go ahead and stay in this one for a moment. Breathing here, feeling all the work you've done, feeling that flow, that prana, that energy flowing through your body. Inhale back to warrior two. And go ahead and exhale. Come to your downward facing dog. Inhale forward into plank. And then exhale, lower down to the ground. Your knees down if you like. Inhale once more up into cobra. And then exhale back into your downward facing dog. Stay here for 3 breaths. Inhales and exhales, so your hips are up toward the sky, your heels are toward the ground. They may not touch. Mine still don't. Catch your breath after that flow, moving between poses. On the inhale, go ahead and look forward. Step forward on your mat. Inhale and halfway lift out, flat back. And exhale, fold in. And then inhale, rise your arms all the way up. Come all the way back up. Hands back down to your sides. Nice. All right, from here we're going to do one balance pose. And then we'll do a little bit on our back and then we're done. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to do a tree pose, appropriate with all the trees around me. So if you are near a tree or you can see a tree at your window or you're out in nature, find a tree to focus. Go ahead and turn that right leg out. And you can always stay here. You can bring it up. You can bring your right foot up to your calf. Or if you feel steady and ready, I got to get there. It's hard to talk through this sometimes. And if you're steady and ready, go ahead and bring it up to your inner thigh. Find that gaze. Find that steady point. It's okay if you wobble. As you can see, I'm wobbling like crazy. Just don't put your foot on your knee. That's important. I'm not looking at the camera for a moment because I do need to focus out there. So I'm not ignoring you. Just got to focus. Breathe here. Rise your arms up overhead if you feel steady with that. Come tall out of your hips, out of your pelvis. And exhale and all that go. Nicely done. Next, we'll do the other side. So go ahead and turn that left foot out. And again, you can keep your toes on the ground and just have your heel up against your right ankle. Or you can go with your calf. Or if you feel steady and ready, find that point of gaze and bring that foot all the way up to your upper thigh. Not on your knee. That's always really important. Skip the knee. Find that balance. And if you sway, that's okay. Trees sway in the breeze, so that's part of it. You're rooted and grounded here. Allow yourself to make those micro adjustments. Breathing. Finding that gaze. Hands up overhead if you feel like it. And exhale, release that down, let that go, shake that out. And let's go ahead and come onto our backs. And we'll finish out with a happy baby pose. So go ahead and lie flat on your back, bring your knees in your chest for a brief moment. And then grab the soles of your feet. You can grab a hold of your ankles. You can grab a hold of behind your knees. Whatever feels best for you, depending on how open you are. So you might just be here, that's okay. Just going to open everything up and let all that go, all that flow we did. Hopefully that helped you. Feels like you have a little bit more clarity of mind. Sometimes just movement will help clear out any stagnant energy or anything that might be on our minds. Breathe here for a moment. You can rock the baby back and forth if you like, rocking side to side, or you can just stay still. Keep the shoulders down on the ground. Release your feet, and now we'll come into a bridge pose. So go ahead and plant your soles of your feet on the ground, about hip distance apart, hands are to your sides, and just lift the hips up off the ground any amount. So you can come up further if you like. If you want to go a little bit lazier, go for that too. You've worked today. You move that energy through your body, any stagnant energy. So hopefully clearing some of the stuff out you need to clear out in order to gain more clarity that will help you in your goals and accomplishments you hope to achieve in your life or just in your day-to-day life. Exhale, go ahead and lower back down to the ground. Go ahead and let everything go into the mat into Shavasana. So go ahead and just let your legs go, your arms go. Let everything go. You go ahead and stay there. I'm going to come up. Go ahead and just relax into this Shavasana for just about a minute or so. You've still got time, so there's no rush. There's no worries. You don't take this time for yourself. You don't need to be somewhere. Don't worry about your to-do list. Give yourself another minute to yourself of quiet. I'll let you know when the time is up. So just let your breath go. Let your body go. Feel the effects of your practice. That is the whole idea behind Shavasana. It's to help you integrate the effects of your practice. And start to deepen your inhales and exhales. If you have more time, please stay longer in Shavasana. Ignore my cues. If you absolutely need to get going with your day, then go ahead and hug your knees into your chest. Roll over to one side and bring yourself back up to a seat. We're going to close with a quote. It's a Zen saying. May we exist like a lotus at home in the muddy water. Thus we bow to life as it is. And with that, I bow to you. Thank you so much for joining me for this class. I hope you feel better and a little bit more clear of mind. Thank you. Thanks again for joining me. Namaste.